I dare say the voice of a generation goes to this guy.
This tastes like the cow got into an onion patch.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm not being sarcastic. Napoleon Dynamite is the movie for millennials.
Tina, you fat lard, come get some dinner.
I think you're right on the ball. Even though there's a little association with MTV Films scooped in, don't make no mistake, like this was a true like indie classic when it came out. It broke through in ways that nothing before it really had with our generation. That was a classic trip to movie gallery or the movie store, and you walk in and it's like, what the hell is this?
Just as a little time capsule, I had this movie on PSP.
God damn.
I had the PSP. That's probably when I first watched it. I got it on, it was called UMD. There were like little discs you'd put in.
It was like a combo of a floppy disk and a DVD almost.
Yeah, I remember thinking that's going to be the future. Every media player is going to have UMDs.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
The opening of Napoleon Dynamite is the typical early 2000s patchwork of, you know, the food items, the artsy items, the white stripes comes in. Like it feels like 2003, 2004. I do remember thinking when I first watched it, damn, this guy is strange. Why the hell is he taking the bus with a bunch of little kids and he's like a senior in high school? And then when I was a junior in high school walking onto my bus and going to the back, I was like, oh shit, I've become Napoleon Dynamite.
Well, the movie prides itself on its obscure sense of humor.
Yeah.
Stay home and eat all the freaking chips, Kip.
Napoleon, don't be jealous that I've been chatting online with babes all day.
It's not before the internet, but it's before YouTube anyway. Before that kind of humor. I don't even really know how to classify it, but I almost want to say, and I don't want to say this is definite, but I think like meme culture. I think meme culture relied a lot on Napoleon Dynamite's sense of humor, at least.
You remember how badly this got commercialized? How many T-shirts had Napoleon Dynamite quotes? How many? You know, there was.
I had a vote for Pedro shirt.
I had a Napoleon Dynamite where you'd stand up and you'd press a button and he'd do the dance and he'd say a line after. It was like Walmart went fucking crazy with this movie. They just took it and they mass produced it, mass printed everything, sold it up.
What we're trying to say is this movie is a goddamn classic.
It's a piece of crap. It doesn't work.
Well, I could have told you that.
Dollar for dollar, maybe one of the best movies of all time. What'd you say? The budget was somewhere around like...
It was I read $400,000. That's what I read. I bet half the budget just went to the music. Because you got White Stripes. You got the A-Team theme song.
Yeah.
When they're
doing the posters, right?
Yeah.
God damn.
You got Backstreet Boys.
Yeah,
I think
that's
maybe it was
a
NSYNC,
big one.
A Time After Time. But it's mostly unknowns. They tried with John Heder for a little while after this. The one with Will Ferrell, the figure skating movie.
Blades of Glory. School for Scoundrels from Billy Bob.
School for Scoundrels.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
I'm everywhere now. I'm like the wind. Ow.
They gave him some talent to work off. Those are good actors to work off.
Well, but it was still Napoleon Dynamite in at least both of those. Benchwarmers.
Yes.
He was just kind of riding off from Napoleon Dynamite.
That's my Miata! Kill him!
He ran off the bit for a while. The most name brand person I could see was Hilary Duff's sister, which is
well, yeah,
pretty...
but the guy who played Rex.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei!
He was in Office Space. He was the neighbor.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
The only other cast member that I recognized and stuff after was his grandmother plays Mac's mom in Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
There was a TV show.
Where?
It was a cartoon that ran for, like, I want to say 5 episodes.
They tried.
Yeah.
if you're to describe it based on genre, like you could say slapstick, teenage high school comedy, and art film.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, it relies a lot on style, more than the writing or anything. A big kind of overarching joke is that it looks like it's supposed to be in the 80s.
Yeah.
The things that they wear, it looks very 80s, but it's in the middle of Idaho, and everything's 20 years behind.
It always will be.
Yeah. There's also, I'm just gonna say it, there is a Mormon presence. I know this movie was made by Mormons. John Heater's a Mormon. The movie's PG, right?
Yeah.
And it is family friendly.
And
you can show it to the kids, and it's fine. It's hilarious, but there's nothing. Well, I can't say there's nothing offensive.
So, who wants to eat chimichangas next year? Not me.
Even if you didn't know Mormons were involved in the making of it, you could feel it.
The Middle America thing is reinforced. Like half of the movie is like get rich quick door-to-door scams.
Mm-hmm.
Lance, you look like a strong young pup. Why don't you see if you can give that a nice tear? Don't hurt yourself now.
That are all interwoven into actual plot points, which I didn't notice. Like when I was a kid watching it, I just laughed at, oh look, Kip just drove over Tupperware and shit. But when you look back on it, it does seem very Middle America in that respect.
Well, also just like it feels like they really make it feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. Just fields. It takes hours to get anywhere. You see the mountains in the background. It's a very empty, kind of depressing.
Yeah. You don't feel that the rest of the world exists around it.
Yeah.
This feels like its own place. One compliment I want to give this movie that I think a lot of movies at this time fell short on. Napoleon Dynamite, John Heater, looks like a high schooler and plays a high schooler.
Yeah.
Where this is the time when you have the OG.
So do the rest of the high schoolers.
They do a really good job with that. Then you look at movies that came out around that time, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans, like that guy's not in high school. Like, I love you, Tobey, but like you're not a high schooler. But
American Pie.
Yeah, exactly. These dudes look like they're already in a frat. Like, why? What are you doing here? The movie reveals its plot points to you and like the whole what's going on very subtly. They do not. Things unfold as they would in real life, which I enjoy. There's no part of the movie where at the very beginning they talk about a big election coming up or anything like that. It's more week-to-week high school life, which I thought was super authentic. You have the prom coming up. You have the
crushing of tater tots.
Hallway bullying scenes that are, objectively sad but also hilarious in some ways.
It's usually a good sign for me, anyway, when I can't really tell what was written and what wasn't, as far as dialogue goes. And this is one of those movies it just seems like a lot of stuff happened in the moment.
How long's the chat room?
Jeez, sometimes up to 3-4 hours, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know.
You pay the bills for that? Does that cost money every time you're on, like for minutes on the phone?
Yeah, Grandma's still paying per minute. She gets kind of pissed at me sometimes because I'm on there so long.
I bet she does. I'll tell you something, I'd be throwing you out the window.
Three main characters are Napoleon, Kip, and Rico. Uncle Rico, I don't want to get too far into granular stuff because like it'll make my editing life hell, but Uncle Rico as a character, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains? Yeah.
The villain of the movie,
yeah.
if you will.
A huge creep. The idea that he has to enter this plot because the grandma doesn't trust Kip and Napoleon to be on their own while she's away for a little bit is pretty hilarious. It's like a 30-year-old and an 18-year-old can't coexist long enough.
Trying to earn money for college.
Your mom goes to college.
Rico is living in the past like a sad old man.
Man, I wish I could go back in time. I'd take state.
Kip just wants a babe to chat with. And Napoleon is out there just trying to do his thing, basically.
Yeah. There is no normal character, like realistic character. Everybody's a cartoon in this. Even the side characters.
Do you think I got where I am today because I dress like Peter Pan here? Take a look at what I'm wearing, people. Do you think anybody wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys? Forget about it.
Even one of the people who you would think would be normal and is more normal is Deb, and even she is selling bracelets door to door and clearly has some stuff going on.
Yeah, extremely quotable.
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
Yeah, it's a lightning in a bottle kind of movie.
Yeah.
Everything just seems to work together. Stylistically, Nacho Libre has a lot of the same kind of elements.
I think Napoleon Dynamite made it cool to make the underdog story again. They're going against the bullies, they're going against the jocks, they're going against the popular girls. They're basically banding together.
That being said, besides, apart from the ending where he kind of redeems himself, Napoleon Dynamite's a fucking asshole.
I see you're drinking 1%. Is that because you think you're fat?
He's not... I mean, am I wrong? Like, the way he talks to people...
Who are you?
I'm the founder.
What are you doing here?
He kind of warrants that because he is bullied.
What kind of gun did you use? A freaking 12 gauge. What do you think?
So he's always kind of on his guard, even when he's talking to a stranger.
There's some shock value comedy that doesn't even involve main characters. It just involves where the camera happens to fall. One that sticks out to me, the cow scene with the cow execution.
Nothing on there works smooth.
Well, yeah, there's a bunch of little side characters that come back into play multiple times. Like, that was the same. The guy who shot the cow is the same
dude who hires him, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Good catch.
Rex. You see Rex obviously in the dojo, but then he later comes back when they're trying to sell the Tupperware.
Come here, boy!
They even make the things that they are eating and drinking look very middle America trashy in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like, remember the shot of the steak? That steak looks so inedible that Uncle Rico's cutting into. Like, God, Jesus. The food that they're fed when they work at the farm.
Oh, yeah, like flies on it.
Yeah. Then you even have Pedro sort of figuring out how to live in America. Grab a beer with one character from this movie. Who's it going to be?
I'm just realizing now there's no likable character in this movie. I might have to say none.
You would only go just to entertain yourself.
Yeah,
like, there would be
in that case it would be Kip. But I don't want to have a beer with Kip.
How about some gold bracelets?
Can you think of anything other than Nacho Libre that also borrows from this a little bit?
Juno.
Okay, yeah. There's even some Superbad, too.
Superbad, yeah, yep. Colorful indie comedies.
Yeah.
Yes, stylistic.
I really like that you mentioned the almost depressing aspect of like the area they were around in. That was a really good catch.
Yeah, something about fields just bums me out. I don't know what it is.
All right, good to wrap?
Yeah.
Nice.
Peace out.